Capricorn. Hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Capricorn collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Cappies in Libra season? It's early October, lovely time of year. What energy, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Cappies in early October. What's the vibe? Let's get this card out nice and quick, hopefully. You know, sometimes it gets a little picky, but usually your energies show up pretty smooth, straightforward. Okay, so I like this card. To me, it's fun. Now, obviously, everything within balance, right? But to me, I see this, it's like either you need to have a good time, lighten something up, lighten the mood. Hopefully, that's not someone having too much fun there. I mean, nothing wrong with enjoying yourself, but that's really what this card revolves around most. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have like this little unicorn pony with the snow globe. There's a whole bunch of toys here. And to me, I think of fun and amusement, leisure kind of energy. Now, from what I know about Capricorns, you're usually pretty about your business, right? Like if you have goals and aspirations, you work very hard. Um, Sometimes you could be very structured. So to me, this energy is kind of the opposite. So if you've been going through some difficult things, or even if things have been a little stale or boring, Spirit could be saying, hey, Capricorn, make sure you make time to enjoy yourself or have fun. Doesn't mean you have to goof off all day, every day, but, you know, leisure activity is very important. So whether it's spending time in nature, spending time with friends, going out and socializing, doing sports, exercising, there could be something where Spirit just wants you to really have fun and cut loose. Now, this card can also show up if there's someone in your orbit that might be doing a little too much or having a little too much fun or not taking something seriously. So we do have both sides of the coin there. Like I mentioned earlier, all within balance, right? Nothing wrong with having a good time. But if there's someone you're connected to where they never take anything seriously, that could be a little concerning, right? So we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cappies. What do we got in early October? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled, They Are Planning. Tons of strategy showing up. Now, again, it could have been you. Maybe there's something you're dealing with where you're being very strategic about it. Maybe Spirit wants you to plan for the future accordingly. But to me, it felt like someone about to put a plan into motion. Now, again, that doesn't have to be creepy or scary. I'm not trying to make anyone anxious, but it did feel like somebody planning behind the scenes. So nothing wrong with being prepared. We're going to see what shows up for you this week, though. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for the Cappies in early October. What do we got? What do we got for our good friends? Oh, there we go. 7 of Cups. Beautiful. Menu board of life. This is an imaginative energy. It screams water sign to me, which is an energy you could work with. Huge card for manifesting. I do like it with the options and choices. We'll go into that much deeper, but the 7 of Cups is a good place to be, usually. Okay, 9 of Swords. So the energy is really showing itself in the mind in both ways. We do have the 9 of Swords right here in the center. Let's get one more. Let's see if we could ground this energy down a little bit. There we go. We do. All right, we do ground this down. So that could be a very, very good sign. We have the 6 of Pentacles. That is a beautiful card for anyone with Capricorn placements. So yeah, we're going to have to see how all this plays out. We have a little bit of a mixed bag, and such is life, right? But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I always like to break down the elements. We have a pretty good mixture this week, which is nice. It's not too heavy one way or the other. We start here with a lot of water energy. That is a complementary element for Capricorns. That's the realm of emotions, the internal world, imagination, creativity. It is also connected to romance and partnerships. So the water energy is here. It's nice. It's always flowing, always moving. In the center, we have air, which is bit different, right? That's the logic, that's the planning, that's the strategy and the mind. It's usually very intelligent type of energy. Again, very cerebral. So both of these cards do take place in the mind. It's just different ways of looking at things, where we have like the optimistic, softer way. And then we have this one, which is a little more tense, right? And we'll get into that much further. It could also be communication. Then on the back end, we have your power element, which is the pentacles, the earthly realm. So we're talking money, business, home, family, the material world that we live in. And it's usually very secure. So I think we have a pretty optimistic looking spread here, but let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Seven of Cups. Now, as I mentioned when it popped out, I like to call this card the menu board of life. Beautiful. This is one of my cards that I do connect with manifesting, creating, bringing things towards you. And we see this individual, they're standing there, and it's like, which cup do I take? Which route do I want to go? So obviously, this is a card of options, paths. For some of you, you might be considering something. All right, well, which way do I want to go? What is most optimal for me? There's a lot of thoughtfulness with this card in a positive way. So again, for a lot of you, maybe it's a great time to bring things to you and manifest them in. For another portion of you, this could also be a little head in the clouds type of energy, where it's like fantasizing and daydreaming. And that really ties into the rougher side of this card, because sometimes this energy could be in its head too much, and it could think, plan, but never put something into action. That really doesn't sound like Capricorn energy to me. So just make sure you don't get stuck in the mind here. Very creative. I do like it. And again, I call it the menu board of life. So there's a lot of ways that something could turn out. Okay. Like to me, there's no dead end here. It's like, all right, there's a lot of possibilities, a lot of options. Now, moving to the center, we have the Nine of Swords. This is one of those cards I always say you don't need to be an expert in tarot to understand what it means. See that individual, they're sitting up in bed, they got the hands over the face. So again, watch out for sleep issues. Somebody might be having trouble sleeping or resting, might be having some funky dreams and stuff like that. So again, if you have vivid dreams, you might want to jot them down when you wake up. But this is a very high strung type of energy in its challenge. So again, anxiety, nervousness, somebody that's on edge, overthinking. So you see that little undercurrent that we have here in the front and in the middle. The good thing, or what I would consider a good thing about this card, is that it taps into the unseen side of life, the energetic, the paranormal. If you're an energy sensitive person, that could be really heightened in this time. So make sure you're protecting your energy. It's a highly intuitive card, believe it or not. Okay? And that's partially why this person's so stressed out, because they're feeling so much, they're feeling so deeply. So we'll explore that. And again, it doesn't have to be you. Maybe just someone you're connected to. They're all up in their mind. Now on the back end, we have the Six of Pentacles. The energy does ground down nice. So I'd be a little more concerned if we had more air show up within this reading. But we have your power element, the Six of Pentacles, and we see this individual with the scales, very balanced. It can be seen as a karmic card. So decisions, choices, or the universe balancing something off, which can be really nice. But I always say the Six of Pentacles is very giving, very charitable, whether it's a connection in our life that we want to give more energy to, whether it's, just being kind to the people around us. It's a beautiful, balanced energy, and I really do like it. There's something here that ties to gift giving as well. I'm not sure how that might fit for some of you. Now, the issue with this card is sometimes it could be a person that gives too much or is a little too nice. Okay, I'm not saying that's you. It could also represent things that it's a little imbalanced, where you're holding up too much of the bargain. Like, for instance, let's say at work you're doing like three people's job or something like that. So we do want to look at the Six of Pentacles and make sure everything's balanced. But again, if we're looking at the etheric energy like we see in the front, there could be like some karmic energy at play. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Capricorn. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. let's go in on the Seven of Cups. See what these options have for you. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cappy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, let's get that Seven of Cups going here. Why is it in the mix? Oh, no, almost. The Ace of Wands almost came out of my hand, but it didn't. For those of you that don't know, I only read jumpers. It's like it popped out, popped back in. Okay, so there is a really big shifting, changeable type of energy here with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now, this can be good. I'm not sure if this is something that you've already locked in on and say, all right, something's got to change here. Um, usually with Capricorns, their sense of stability is of utmost importance. So when I see the Nine of Pentacles in reverse under the Seven of Cups, it's like, okay, something is making me feel uneasy. Okay, so to me, it's either one of two things. Either something is about to shift big, something is about to change big, or someone is just feeling very, very uneasy. And again, it doesn't have to be you. So let's talk about the Nine of Pentacles a little more. We see this lady here. She is in reverse, and she is standing in a garden surrounded by pentacles. She has her bird. She's happy, content, secure. It's an energy of independence as well, where it's like, I got this. I could do it. I'll do it on my own, lone wolf style. But when she shows up in reverse, it's like, whoa, all right, I'm feeling shaky here. Like, that's a big thing. So when I see the Seven of Cups with her in reverse, either one, someone's getting ready to change or shift something in a very, very powerful way or big way. Not sure if it's you or somebody else, but it's like, okay, we got to choose a different cup here. This has been this way for a long time. Time to change things accordingly. Or somebody could be thinking about something too much, where it's just like they're freaking themselves out. Like, that's kind of how it feels. It feels anxious, feels nervous. We didn't even get to the Nine of Swords, but somebody could be dwelling on something so much that it's like it's freaking them out. That's just a big vibe. So someone's feeling a little unsteady, maybe. But let's keep moving. This very intriguing way to start. So let's get in on the Nine of Swords. Also notice now we have double nines showing up here. So let's go in on the Nine of Swords, see what that has. I really want to get to the Six of Pentacles, though, because that could be the end result. So why is the Nine of Swords here for Cappy? Thank you. Triple nines. Okay, you might want to look into repeating numbers, angel numbers, nines. They usually, to me, represent something that's near completion. Okay, so the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. This is someone that is most definitely like on high alert. Okay, because you see him there with the Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. It's like, I'm on high alert. I'm watching everything. I'm skeptical about everything. I don't know if this is like a fear response, a trauma response, or something like that, but it's just someone is on super, super high alert. It's like they're looking for any little thing, any little clue could send this person into a potential spiral. I'm not saying it's you. Again, keep that in mind. Now, the Nine of Wands can sometimes represent rejecting something, which we do want to look at further, especially with a given card right next to it. So for some Capricorns, it is very possible that there's maybe certain things that you're saying, not right now. There could be certain behaviors where it's like, nah, too much stress, can't do it right now. There's someone putting a wall up because of the instability that is at least perceived here. I'm not sure if it's overthinking. So we're just going to have to see how it all plays out. And again, it is someone that is most definitely on high alert, anxious, nervous. We already said that. So we'll just have to see if it's a rejection or if it's just someone's mindset. I mean, it could be a little bit of both for all we know. But I will say this as an advice, this could be spirit saying, like, listen, if something is too much for you in this time, remember we had this card in the very beginning about cutting loose, lightening up the energy. If something is too heavy, too much, too constraining for you, it's okay to take a minute. It's okay to pump the brakes and take a pause if you need it. Okay. Let's keep moving. We'll see what the Six of Pentacles has. So very intriguing energy this week. I'm not sure if this is like a self-preservation thing that we have in the middle. It's very unique. Let's see why the Six of Pentacles is here. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Six of Pentacles? Why is it here? Thank you. Okay, so we do have the Three of Pentacles in reverse underneath the Six of Pentacles. For somebody, their social battery just might be tapped out. Again, I'm not sure if it's you. I'm not sure who it is. But when I see the Three of Pentacles in reverse under the Six of Pentacles, it's like I just don't have the energy for it. Where it's like their social battery has run dry. Hermit mode might be necessary for someone. Okay, so whether it's you or whether it's somebody else. There is also energy here for some of you for like a business change or a job change. I know that's very specific, but when I see the Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, okay, I could do better. I could find something better. I know that's like a one-off message. Only take it if it hits, if you're going through career things, but there could be a better option out there for you. But yeah, Three of Pentacles, aside from work, is a very social card to me. It represents groups of people, group dynamics, stuff like that. So in reverse under the Six of Pentacles, it's like I just don't have the energy for it right now. And that's okay. Whether it's you or somebody else, if they're feeling drained, if they're feeling on edge, and whatever it might be, this could just be a rough patch that someone's going through. If their energy is drained, it's okay. Regenerate yourself. That's the big vibe I'm picking up here. So there's a bit of a tense energy this week. I mean, aside from, I mean, if this is career, like with the Seven of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, this on the back end, there's absolutely great energy for a change of career or a change in money situation for the positive. So that's a silver lining we could draw here. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, Seven of Cups with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Now, as I mentioned, this is someone that could feel a little bit shaky. They could be really overthinking something. Um, to the point where they're like psyching themselves out a little bit. Another vibe here, somebody could be getting ready to institute a big change where it's like, okay, it's been this way for a while. Let's change direction here. So it's like a shift or a change, powerful one. Moving to the middle, we have the Nine of Swords with the Nine of Wands in the upright. So again, someone like very much on edge, watching for every little thing. It's just like super anxious and nervous for whatever reason. This could also be somebody building a wall, rejecting something. So whether it's a behavior, whether it's a habit, whether it's a person, whether it's a job, it's somebody saying like, too much for me right now. And that makes a lot of sense because when we get to the back end, and remember, that doesn't have to be permanent. It could just be like a temporary thing. Because back end, we have the Six of Pentacles with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Someone's social batteries could be a little bit drained. So again, if you've been a little extra social or whatever it might be, it's just like, I don't have the energy for it for whatever reason. So somebody might need a little bit of hermit mode for a while. But the silver lining, once again, great energy for increasing money and changing job situation. Okay, so especially if you're in a very stressed job environment, there's great energy to do more or do better. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for the Cappies. What's happening, my guides? And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get your shadow card out here. We're going to get another 9. We're going to get some similarities or something totally different. Let's see. Okay, Queen of Cups. I like her. Now, for some of you, if you're connected to a water sign, this could be them showing up, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And we like the Queen of Cups. She is an energy that's double down on emotion, right? Because queens represent the inner world. The Queen of Cups feels things very, very deeply. So that little message we saw very early on about someone being hypersensitive to energetic stimulus could be showing up here in the shadows once again. So obviously that's something important, whether it's for you or somebody else. It's just hypersensitivity to energetic stimulus or energy in general. Now, the thing I love about the Queen of Cups, she loves deeply, she cares, she nurtures. So if you're wondering if someone cares about you, I mean, Queen of Cups tells the story. But at the same time, she could definitely get overstimulated, like we saw within the reading. I would say just watch out for suppressing things. If we were to cast like a challenge with her, sometimes she can suppress things until they come bubbling out. So you might need some sort of outlet for all this energy. But we're going to leave her right there, Capricorn. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The October schedule is up there and it's filling up quick. So if you want to have a little chat, go over there and check it out. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most stunning decks I've ever experienced, the Star Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments. Since last month, I asked everybody which zodiac sign they get along best with. This month, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you clash with a little bit there? Drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.